Hi crafty friends, I have a couple of haul videos here to film for you. I recently went to Shepparton, Victoria in Melbourne and was wandering the streets, and you will never guess, but I came down this one street and went, oh! There is a Kaiser Kraft store in town! And not just a craft store that stocks Kaiser Kraft. No, this is a Kaiser Kraft actual shop, for which I was oblivious to. But it was a very pleasant surprise. So I got to spend an hour and a half wandering their shop and looking at all this stuff. Now, I don't normally buy a lot of Kaiser Kraft products. One, I don't really like the quality of their stamps personally. And two, their papers are pattern papers, so they're very thin. They're not thick like cardstock, and I usually prefer that. That being said, you are staring at a beautiful piece of paper, because I haven't looked at their papers in such a long time for that reason. And they had some really lovely patterns there, and I thought, oh, this is just too perfect of a beautiful print. And so I got a couple sheets. You know, you get excited, you walk around these craft stores, you start piling things into the cart. Anyway, so I got this one specifically in mind to actually dress up. I've got one of these marquee letters from Heidi Swapp, and I wanted to put this in the center with the S and have the lights coming out of it. I thought it'd be a really nice pattern. I needed a 12 by 12 sheet because this S, either an 8.5 by 11 or a 12 by 12 sheet, just to cover the whole S in one go. So I got that for this purpose, plus I'll have a half a sheet left over for cards, and I really love the pattern. It's from their Island Escape collection, and it's the Bird of Paradise. It's double-sided, it's got a B side, but I have no intention to use the back side. So I just got it for this beautiful print. And then, excuse me, I came across this one as well, and it is the Daydreamer collection. I really like the B side, like the back side of this. But I bought it for the Starry Night Sky. I thought it was so cool, and it really worked with the stamps that I recently got from Lawn Fawn, which is the one with the constellations and the critters looking up at the stars. I thought this would be a perfect little background. So I grabbed a couple sheets of this to cut down to use for my cards. I like that they're a pretty small print, even though it says large size paper. So definitely love that. I do like this page as well, but I tried to find the pad in a 6x6, but the lady at the store said they don't, they discontinued the Daydreamer collection 6x6 pad, so I just grabbed some 12 by 12 sheets. So I got two of this one, and this one is called Whimsical. And these ones are from the same collection except it's clouds. Same reasoning behind it. I grabbed it because I love the clouds for backgrounds, and this piece of paper is called Curious. Sorry. And it's got like all this on the back side, but I really bought it for that side. Perfect little clouds to have in a background, and they're raining, and it's very cute and whimsical. So I grabbed those sheets of paper, and then I also got paper-wise, because the great thing about the Kaiser Kraft store, not only did they have like their full selection stocked, but they also had like all their old stuff on discount in the back room, so I had heaps of fun just looking through there. So I did grab some Kaiser Kraft cardstock. Now this is a 220 GSM. It's actual cardstock. It's quite a bit thicker. I think this equates to like 80 GSM, but I really love the dark color of it. The Desert Storm Kraft is quite a light craft color, whereas this is a really like almost paper bag textured color, or not texture, but color of craft. So I really wanted to get for the dark color. So I grabbed a pack of this, and there is 20 sheets in here, 210 by 297, which is like your A4 size over in Australia. It's not the same size as in the US, just because the standard paper size is different over here. And from their discount table, so it was half price, about $5, was the Home for Christmas paper pad. So there's a 6.5 by 6.5 paper pads. And I really like that this is like a traditional sort of paper pad. I figured I could use this on tags and all that sort of stuff. I thought it would work really well for Christmas. Again, it's the pattern paper, so it's quite, you couldn't use this as a for the actual card base or anything like that, or you'd want to reinforce it sometimes too for a die cut. But if I'm just laying it on as a background paper, it will look really good. We've got a few specialty papers in here, like this one's glossy. And yeah, so it's just some basic reds and greens and mixed with some craft colors. So I like that one. A nice pop. They always have like this monthly little inspirational booklet that came for free. And then also in their discount section was they've got this range beyond the tape or beyond the page, because I think Kaiser Kraft is mainly a scrapbooking company and they just sort of have a few things for card makers as well. But this is basically to hold ribbon. You get two of them, two of them I think. Yeah, they just break apart. But there's two of them in here and you just wrap ribbon around it, and my ribbon is in such a mess, and it was for $2, so I thought, oh perfect, I'll just grab one of these. And I don't know if I'll paint it or put paper on it yet, but it will look great with all my ribbon around it. I also grabbed a couple of embossing folders. This one here is Moons and Stars and matches with their Daydreamer, that paper that I just showed you. And I really like this. I figured I could emboss the background, even a white background or whatever, and just have that light embossed detail in the back. So I really like the idea. Now it is 4 by 6 inch, so it's not as wide as a standard size card. It's a 1/4 inch smaller, but I don't think with this pattern it's noticeable because it's not all the way up to the edge. So yeah, that will work. I kind of wish it was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but anyway, that's the way it is. And then I also grabbed this one here, which is the triangles, and it's a very cheap, like graphic sort of print. It's basically like that, and I really liked it. Again, for the same reason, I can totally put it in the background and just sort of create some interest on the background without it being like a huge pattern. Lots of my older embossing folders are like, you know, an image over a whole thingy, and nowadays I don't really find that I use them very often, just because I've got to base the entire card around that embossed. Instead, they're kind of generic in that I can just use these on any sort of, doesn't matter what the focal point is, these will just be, especially the triangles, just sort of adding extra texture and interest into the background, and I can still put whatever the focal point is going to be on my card without worrying that, oh, that doesn't match that or anything like that. So, and this will work for any sort of scene card, which I like as well. So that's these. That one is called Triangles, and that one's called Moon and Stars. I also grabbed from the discount bin this Fine and Sunny rub-on. It's colorful, it's bright, it's cute. I figured it would be really good on some kids' cards. So I grabbed that, and it was cheap. And this was a product that I did not know Kaiser Kraft was doing. And they had a canvas at the shop that had been painted in white paint, and then spritzed with a whole bunch of colors. And they have a really nice selection and range of these mists. I picked sort of rainbow colors, but not primary rainbow, sort of like a pastel rainbow colors. What I like the most is that these have a shimmer in them. So it's pretty cool because they spritz with nice color, but then you get the shimmery effect as well. So you gotta shake them beforehand. Now there's no ball or anything in here, but the lady at the store said she just grabbed some beads or whatever from her own stash and just shoved them in there to make it easier to shake them. So I thought that was a good hint. They're $6, which is pretty cheap, like buying products over here. But I know that, you know, if you're buying in the US, it'd be cheaper, sort of thing. So, but anyway, the colors I got was yellow, candy, aqua, peach, and blackberry. So they're really pretty. I love the shimmer in them. You can see it there. And the color was quite bright on white. She said she's tested it on gesso, and also like a texture paste, and it sort of resists the color. So she can get other effects and that sort of thing from it. So anyway, I'm gonna enjoy playing with these. They're very pretty. So I grabbed those. I also grabbed this thingy. So, I mean, it comes in this big box. called a memory jar, and it's by Slosh. So I wasn't sure, it's not a Kaiser Kraft brand, but they're carrying it at their shop. Anyway, I thought it was a really cool idea. I got the childhood notes one, moments and milestones, memories that are made, that made us smile when you were growing up. So it's for Lockie. It comes with its own little pen and this little tag roll for you to write your memories on, or milestones. The actual mason jar is quite big, and it actually has a memory jar right here. So I thought it was pretty cute. It's a very nice idea and all that sort of stuff, so I thought I would pick that up. I also grabbed, just for the house, also from Slosh, and it's their change box. So this is the rainy day one. They had a whole bunch of different themes, like travel or wedding or kids or all sorts of things. But I like this one the most. So it's got like little slot for your coins in the front, and the coins flow up, and it's got rainy day, and in the background it's got that pretty raindrops. Since I don't really have a specific purpose for purchasing this, so I just figured we need somewhere to put our change, especially now that Lockie's starting to grab things and put things in his mouth. So I thought, no, we need something that looks good, so I grabbed that as well. So that's my haul from Kaiser Kraft. So yeah, great.